Hello and welcome back to Feminine Initiative. I'm your host, Jess West. Well, Halloween is just 2 days away, and if you're celebrating, I hope that you're feeling festive and ready and prepared and you got your costume picked out if you are dressing up. Just the other day, I felt like getting cozy and watching a festive movie, so I turned to the Hallmark channel, which is really my go-to whenever fall hits because it has the best cozy, light-hearted, holiday-themed movies. So I watched the film The Good Witch, the original in 2008, starring Catherine Bell. And I was really surprised at just how much it described the subconscious mind. I mean, not intentionally. It didn't say the subconscious mind at any point in time, but because I know so much about the subconscious mind and it's what I specialize in, just seeing the way that they portrayed the magic of the witch, it had everything to do with the subconscious mind. It was really just beautiful reminders time and time again. So I wanted to take some of the really key points from that movie that I found that were great reminders for a subconscious mind. And I summarize it in 4. And don't worry, I'm not going to be sharing anything about the movie specifically. So I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't watched it yet. But let's get into it. There were 4 powerful reminders of our subconscious mind in this film that when we know and when we remember this, when we bring it to the forefront of our life, we can truly create the life that we want and manifest with ease and with speed. So number 1, remember that our subconscious mind is programmed through repetition. And essentially, we are just walking around with old and often outdated programming. From the ages of 0 to 7, this is when our subconscious mind was fully online because our conscious mind wasn't yet developed in order to reject any of the information that was coming in. So whatever that was happening around us, whatever was being said around us, whatever behaviors were going on from the adults in our life, that was all going straight into our subconscious mind and forming our basis of reality and our basic programming. And so now what happens in adulthood when we want to create different results in our life, when we want to, break family cycles or create anything different that no one in our family has experienced before or that we have even experienced before, we're going to have to rewrite some of that old, outdated, and limiting programming. And how we do that is through repetition, which is how it was formed. But now, because our conscious mind is online, it's a little more difficult and it could take a little more time to really start to rewrite some of those old beliefs and patterns. And so the hours before we go to bed are so important because this is when that conscious part of our mind is starting to doze off and go to sleep. But our subconscious mind is always running. And when we're dreaming, we're just going right into our subconscious mind. And so repeat what it is that you want to experience before bed. Repeat it over and over and over again and really immerse yourself into that experience. What is it that you would love to experience? Visualize that. See yourself there. Create your own dream before you go to sleep and begin to doze off with that in mind. I'm sure you've experienced before if you had a hard day and you went to bed with just repeating the problems that happened today, all of the challenges that you have, and were worrying about how you're going to end up fixing that the following day. You fall asleep with that. You probably don't have the greatest of dreams. It's probably really stressed out. And then you wake up, and the moment you open your eyes, you feel this light feeling, and you feel good. You feel, oh, yay, a new day. And then the moment after, everything starts flooding back in. The stress, the worry, all of the things, the problems that you need to fix today, and it all comes back. And then you're just repeating this heavy cycle day after day after day. And it just gets so long and so boring. And then you're going to end up feeling overwhelmed and just caught in this cycle that you don't know how to get out of. But if you were to take the few minutes before you fall asleep and allow yourself to visualize and dream of what it is that you would love, you're speaking to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is going to hold on to that for the next 8 hours or however long you're sleeping. And that is soon going to become your new reality. Whatever is held on your subconscious mind, which is your emotional mind, you are going to be moved into taking that positive action. You're going to feel it within yourself. And so repetition and utilizing that time before bed is how you can reprogram your mind for the results that you want. The second reminder is that we are all creating our own subjective reality based on what is being held in our subconscious mind. And any judgments and fears that we're holding are just holding us back from experiencing the miracles that can occur. Because these fears, these judgments, these beliefs that are held in our subconscious mind are not the truth. They're our truth of our reality, but they are not the truth. There are so many more possibilities that are available and accessible to us when we are to let go of these judgments, these fears that we're holding, and these limiting beliefs. One of my favorite concepts to think about is that fear and faith take no more effort to be believed in, because both of them are for a future event. We're fearing something that's going to happen in the future, or we're being faithful to something that's going to happen in the future. And both of these require the same amount of effort to be believed in. And so which one do you want to choose? They're both as intangible right now. So which one do you want to choose? And the one that you choose will create your subjective reality moving forward, because what you say goes. What is held on your subconscious mind is what is created. Even if you have experienced something negative in the past and now you don't want to recreate that outcome, and so you're fearing it. And so you feel like it's like an educated decision. I'm not going to do this. I have this fear because this is what happened in the past. But when we understand that the past no longer exists, sure, it can serve us moving forward. Like, for example, the fear of you don't want to put your fingers in a fire, maybe in a burning flame. Maybe you have experienced that when you were a kid and you learned that through error, trial and error. So don't do that now. Great, that's serving you. But if there's another fear, like, for example, you tried to go out and do something and it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. So now you have this fear of failure. And so you're not going to do anything else in your life moving forward because you don't want to experience that failure again. Well, that is just self-created because you don't really know what's going to happen with this new idea that you want to bring forth. And so your past is just holding you back, but your past no longer exists. Your future doesn't exist either. It's not even yet created, but it is being created based on what you're holding on your subconscious mind and that vision that you have. And so knowing that you're that center point, you are creating it. Whatever you are holding, whatever you are consistently thinking about is what is being created. And so take ownership of your power to create your own subjective reality. Don't fall into your fears. Imagine your greatest outcome. What is it that you would love? Open yourself up to the possibilities of this new world that you're creating, and you're going to experience it anyways. You are creating your future regardless of whether you think you are or you aren't. So are you creating it based on the fear of the past, or are you creating it based on faith of that future outcome that you would love? The choice is yours. The third reminder is, it kind of ties into what I was just saying, is that you are the source of power in your life. And how it is really depicted in this movie. Again, I don't want to give out any spoilers, but there are so many of us who turn to things. We think that the miracle in our lives is due to maybe holding a certain crystal, or it's in a certain tarot deck of cards, or it's in a book, or it's in a course. It's in something outside of us. The power is in all of these external things that we need. It is in the full moon ritual that we do, or it's in the specific color of candle that you burn, because all candles have a different color and help for different things. Use these tools to help you, but don't allow it to diminish your own power, because you are the source of power. You can put your belief in these things if you don't yet have the belief in yourself. So this brings me back to an episode that I did a couple weeks ago, episode 166, titled How to Climb the Ladder of Belief for Faster Manifestations. And I took you through the ladder from need, want, belief, know. And when we're in that wanting phase, when we desire to have a certain outcome, but we don't yet fully believe it, great. If we can believe in the power of crystals, if we feel like crystals give us confidence, if we feel like we have, a certain color of shirt or this lucky charm or lucky necklace or whatever it is, if these external things give us a boost of confidence in ourselves and belief, then great. Let's use that in this want phase to help us get to that belief and then to help us get to the state of knowing that we are our source of power. We don't need anything else. And so it's a reminder to take back your power and remember that you are that source, nothing else. And so you can literally be stranded and have nothing. And you can still create from that place. You can still find fulfillment from that place because it's not in anything outside of yourself. You are that source of power. And the fourth reminder that this movie provided of the power of our subconscious mind is when it highlights a concept of one consciousness, that we are all connected by this invisible force, this invisible consciousness, all of us, human and non-human species. And we are all communicating through the universal language, which is also the language of the subconscious mind, which speaks through symbols, imagery, and emotions. And this is so important when it comes to manifestation because we are not manifesting what it is that we say that we want. The universe doesn't understand these languages. It doesn't understand English. And there are so many people in the world who can't speak English. So there has to be something more. There has to be another way of communicating. And this is through these universal languages. Images, we all know what that is. And pay attention whenever you're speaking. What are the images that are coming to the screen of your mind? What are the emotions that you are feeling within your body? When you are wanting to manifest a specific result, pay attention to that image because that image is creating a feeling within you and that feeling is creating a vibration. That vibration is moving you into taking action or not taking action towards something. And not taking action is an action in itself. What is that image being held on the screen of your mind when you are looking to create your desired result? If you are wanting to lose weight, for example, are you seeing yourself at that new weight or at that new fitness level? Or are you seeing the current number on the scale and you're wanting to get away from that? If you are wanting to manifest an abundance of money coming in because you want to clear off some debt, but as you're saying that, you're just seeing the amount of debt that you have to repay. Well, that is just more of what you're creating. You aren't acting from a place of abundance. You're not feeling that. You're feeling the anxiety of having all of the debt that you still need to repay. If you are wanting to manifest a new car, for example, and what is happening on the screen of your mind is seeing, that engine failure light on your current car. Well, you're not manifesting your new car. You're manifesting from an energy state of being anxious, of maybe feeling overwhelmed, of maybe feeling hopeless, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to repair this car. And you just need a new car because you're stuck with a car that doesn't work. And so really paying attention to what are the images being held on the screen of your mind when you are thinking of the goals that you want to achieve, the desires that you want to manifest, and what feelings are those bringing forth? What emotions are those? Because that is what is going to allow you to transmute those into physical reality. And emotions is how we all communicate. And so being aware of this also helps us have better communication with others and have better relationships. Because when we understand that it's not the words that we're saying, it's the feeling behind the words. And if we're saying something and we're being all positive, but deep down we don't feel that positive, we don't feel congruent with what it is that we're saying, that can be felt. People can feel that. And if you are an online coach and you're speaking to your clients, for example, or you're speaking to prospective clients, and you're saying that your program is so good, this is so great, but deep down, you don't really feel it. You don't really know. You're not really clear on the value that you're sharing, or you don't really believe in the results that you can help your client achieve. Well, that is going to be felt. That is an energetic presence. We can think that people are taking our words for surface value, but they're not, because our subconscious mind is always active, and our subconscious mind is always speaking in terms of that energy. That's our intuition. When we can have a conversation with someone, but we just know that, yeah, I hear what they're saying. It sounds good, but you know what? It almost sounds too good. And it just doesn't feel right. That's important. We're picking up on those subtle energies. We're picking up on that emotion that is behind the words. And that is that universal language. And there's no denying it. And so keep that in mind when you are looking to manifest the results that you want, whether it be with other people, and you want to be truthful in what it is that you're saying. You want to have congruency with your words. And also, you want to make sure that you are manifesting the vision that you want and you're not manifesting the opposite of it. So these were the 4 amazing reminders that I felt like this movie perfectly depicted. Again, that is The Good Witch, the original 2008 Hallmark movie. If you want to watch it, I highly recommend that you do. It is so fun. Get cozy, get a warm blanket and a hot chocolate or a tea and enjoy, and then get ready, because right after Halloween, it's going to be all of the Christmas Hallmark movies, and they're just so fun. This is what I look forward to in the fall season and going into the Christmas season. So I hope this resonated with you. And what I want you to take away is that you are powerful beyond measure. And when you can really work with your subconscious mind and harness that power, you can truly create the life that you desire, the life of your dreams. You can experience that heaven on earth feeling because it's within you. It is held within the power of your own subconscious mind. I hope this resonated with you today. And if you know of someone else who can benefit from these reminders, then please share it with them. Have a fantastic week and happy Halloween. Until next time, be empowered. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode, and I'll see you next time.